Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, thanks for tuning in. I'm Katie, and today we've got a Scrawlrbox, woo woo! If you don't know what Scrawlrbox is, it's a monthly art subscription box where you get a mystery art supplies and a prompt to use each month. Brilliant! So in August's Scrawlrbox we have Chameleon colour blending Fineliners, a Pilot DR drawing pen at 05, a Steadily, I can never say it properly, to pencil, it's 4H, a Croc Book by Claire Fontaine, that's a nice little sketch pad in there, and the challenge is Rainbow Renaissance. God, I can never say that right either. The featured artist is Jonathan Knight. I did hold the picture up so you should be able to find his social media on there, and he had drawn Michelangelo's David with, I think it might be a cockatiel in his hand. Oh, and a fig leaf. Anyway, that's the Scrawlrbox. So, the pencil being a pencil, just what a pencil does, there we go. And the Pilot pen, it's quite a nice little fine liner actually. Usually get a good fine liner with Scrawlrbox. I'm hoping it is water resistant though, because if I'm going to be using them with these fine liners, I certainly don't want that black ink merging with the colours and going a yucky muddy colour. The Chameleon pens are also fine liners. They're a little bit like the Tri Plus Steadily to, I can never say it right, but you know which markers I'm on about, well, fine liners. They've got the same shaped barrel as that, very nice and ergonomic, and they write the same. Yeah, it's pretty good. I haven't done the magic trick with it just yet, as you can see, but the colours themselves are pretty nice. Even the yellow's standing out just about. So, on inspection, it looks like there is a inkwell in the cap, and you take one cap off one pen, place it on a different colour, and you get that chameleon thing that they're famous for. It does take a while for the original colour to come back through, but it does work. I'm not really digging the unpredictability though. It does say there are time limits for holding the barrel to the lid, and I did it for 5 seconds, I did it for 30 seconds, and to be honest it took forever. You can also use multiple caps at a time, which is what I've done here. I've used the yellow, and I think I might have used the blue. I am doing a voiceover here, and then I'm having it merging into the red. So it does take a while. It took quite a lot of scribbling to get those colours back to their original state, but yeah, it worked pretty good. And before I get too much into the drawing, the sweet we got was a Frutella. It was strawberry flavour. It took me back to the 90s. It was very much a popular sweet I ate as a child, and they do not taste any different. Thank you very much, Scrawlrbox. It was very nostalgic. So, August Scrawlrbox's theme was a Renaissance rainbow. So, obviously, we have the rainbow with the pens. I've got to provide the Renaissance. I hope I'm saying that right. I can't speak today. Don't know what's up with me. I think I've been in the sunshine too much. Anyway, I've decided to go with the birth of Venus. Estimated painted in the 1480s, that's pretty Renaissance to me. So what I'm doing here first is adding the outline to the picture, and I'm just doing it really basic. I'd already sketched it out with that pencil. Thank goodness it was a 4H because it's less rubbing out for me to do, and it's not going to interfere with the inks too much. But I'm just adding in her basic facial features, the outlines of the hair, and the rest I will add with the colour. First splash of colour I'm adding, I'm using the yellow barrel with the red cap. I think this is just going to have to be how I refer to how I'm using these pens. And it took absolutely ages for the red to come through. You have to be careful. You have to realise these are not very predictable pens, which is great if you like that kind of thing. But I'm a bit tight with my work. I can be a bit precise sometimes, and loosening up is something I'm trying to do, but it's really hard with a fine liner. I've done a lot of work in the past before using fine liners and using lots of different markings to try and get in different textures and different tones, and I rely on that predictability to get them details in. So using these pens really was quite a challenge for me. Now I have used Chameleon marker pens. They were featured in a Scrawlrbox a couple of years ago and I really enjoyed using them. I'd not been very au fait with marker pens at that point, so it was quite refreshing to try this new and exciting thing that I'd seen advertised so much, and we got it in this Scrawlrbox. It was amazing and I loved how they worked, and I'd not used marker pens prior to that. So a couple of months back I did invest in some more Chameleon markers. I did find them on sale in a local art shop, and looking at it now with having experience of markers since, I actually find them really difficult to work with. I'm not a massive fan of that blending with them anymore. I would actually rather blend it in with a separate marker rather than the combining of the tips to make the colour change. I think it's because you lose that predictability, and again, that's great if you want to loosen up, but for me, I want that level of control, and I don't think I quite get that. However, as a marker pen on their own, the Chameleon pens are really nice, so I don't really feel with the Chameleon brand that I'm losing anything. It's just the gimmick behind it perhaps doesn't match my methodology, and to be honest, I could improve on that, and maybe I will. I mean, I do have quite a few Chameleons now. I don't have the full range or anything, but I do have quite a lot, so maybe I have got enough there to try out and see if I can make them work more appropriately and how they should be, rather than just as a flat out marker. And maybe I should try that further with these pens, so I might do another box video, you know, beyond the Scrawlrbox, just to see what else I can do with them. So using the Fineliners on a hair was brilliant. You get all them strands in, the different textures where the shadows and highlights were in there. Obviously you put more lines in and dark colours for the shadows and less for the highlights, so that was quite nice. And I did quite like introducing other colours into there, so I had originally stuck to the yellow and the red, but then I started using the blues and the greens in there because it is a rainbow project, and I did loosen up a little bit more with it. But again, I did struggle. They're such a tiny, tiny little nib, and it's hard to get too loose with it, for me anyway. So as we can see, she's got quite a yellow complexion here, but it was quite a limited palette, and as much as you could blend these pens, you couldn't blend them enough to get the right tone for as long as you wanted, so I found that really hard. But just to highlight how wonderful these were for blending, I did add a rainbow in the background, and that was quite fun to do. If a little bit tedious because it was lots of swapping of the caps. I didn't want to put several caps onto one marker and let it bleed through that way again, because maybe some of the colours would be lost there, or I might have risked damaging the pen, because it does advise you not to hold it on for any longer than 30 seconds. And also, I might have been stuck using red all the way through it and I wouldn't have appreciated it, so doing it one pen at a time, one barrel at a time, it did work out better. And it added a nice backdrop, I think, as well, just filled in that space. Now I did forget to mention I didn't use the sketch pad for this piece here, purely because it's quite a nice little sketch pad and I would have really had to have zoomed in on the picture. It wouldn't have let me do what I wanted to do. I wouldn't have had as much space to work with, so I did just get an A5 piece of cartridge paper out the drawer and worked on that instead, so it's no biggie. And I'll definitely use that little sketch pad for something else because the paper in that was absolutely gorgeous. I don't think I touched on that enough, but it was really nice. I might take it out urban sketching, or it might just be something I'll keep in my handbag or keep it in the car, and if I suddenly feel inspiration hit, I can just get the sketch pad out and get on with it. So it was quite nice. By the way, I do feel the need to apologise for the state of my nails. I was actually playing with gouache before the Scrawlrbox arrived. That's for a video coming up soon. And they got absolutely everywhere, and it didn't matter how much I scrubbed my nails, it would not come out. So for this gouache coming up in the next video, the pigmentation's really good, but you'll just have to wait. So I tried to do the rainbow cap thing with the pen and it just stayed one colour. I even wrote Scrawlrbox challenge underneath and it still stayed one colour, so I don't know. I think I'll just use them as normal fine liners. They're really nice fine liners on their own. So as a final roundup of the box, we've got the Chameleon colour blending fine liners, the Pilot DR drawing pen in 05, the Stedliter Lumograph 4H pencil, the Crockbook by Claire Fontaine, the sticker and the Frutella and the gorgeous print. It's not been a bad month this month, Scrawlrbox. I've been quite happy with what we've got in there. Let me know what you think in the comments below, whether you think I could have improved or not, or what you'd like me to try with them next. I just want to say a massive thank you for watching. Please hit the like button if you've enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe for more. I'll see you soon. Bye!